usually try not to make these type of videos, but man, I'm sick of hearing it. The amount of times of, oh, you should definitely go to this place if you're coming to Pattaya. Well, I'm giving you my opinion. I don't think you should. So you may not know this, but recently I had to move into a new condo. No big deal, kind of a random situation, but we made it happen. So if you walk about 100 meters that way, it's my condo. I'm on the 6th floor. And you walk about 100 meters this way, $200 a month. Man, I love Thailand. So it is another beautiful day here in Jom Tien Beach. Weather's great, even though rainy season's on its way. Smoke has cleared up a little bit. It's getting away from the smoky season, so that has been nice. I'm actually just on my way to get some lunch, maybe grab a coffee. I might sit down and do my edit here on the beach now that I have much better access to it. But today we're talking about the most overrated place you can visit if you're coming to Pattaya. In my humble opinion, you might disagree, but I have a feeling that you won't. Let's go check it out. Now, of course, if you're coming to Thailand, there's plenty to see. There's plenty to see in Pattaya. There's even more to see in Bangkok, Phuket. You got plenty of options. Now, if you go online, which you obviously are, there's all kinds of itineraries on how to have the best trip in Thailand, what places you have to see, what places you can avoid. But there's one place that I see pop up on every single Pattaya list that, honestly, I've been there quite a few times and I'm not super crazy about it. If this is a place that you're looking for this type of vibe, I think there's much better options that are a little bit farther, a little bit harder to access, but much more worth it, in my opinion. Now, if you're on your way to Pattaya and you've already got your itinerary set, this probably isn't the video for you. So go ahead and watch this one, wherever it is. Go ahead and watch that one instead. That'll probably be a little more up your alley in theory. But if you're looking at places that you might want to visit and you're not sure if it's really worth it or what it's actually going to be like when you get there, I got you. Now, disclaimer, if you're only gonna be here for a short period of time, say maybe you're coming to Pattaya for just a week, I would go ahead and say, if that's your situation, that this place is probably worth checking out. But if you're gonna be here for an extended period, or maybe you're here for a really short amount of time, you've only got a few days, and you wanna see the best of the best. If that's your case, I would say go ahead and just avoid it. 1, it's a little expensive. 2, it's definitely crowded. And 3, there's places that are very similar, but better in their own ways, in my opinion, that really aren't that much harder to get to. Oh man, I gotta tell you, the beach has been really nice for the past couple weeks. Not that I mind having more people here. When I first got here, it was right after, you know, everything kind of opened back up, and I kind of always had everywhere to myself. And after a while, it's great for the Thais, great for all the businesses and everything, but it definitely got a little bit crowded. Luckily, that slowed down quite a bit and pretty much got the place to myself and all the locals. Now, if you're coming to Thailand and Pattaya is on your list, I would assume that the beach probably has something to do with that. Now, don't get me wrong, Jom Tien Beach is beautiful in its own right, and there are quite a few other beaches here in Pattaya that are really nice, a little more secluded. I wouldn't really recommend swimming on Pattaya Beach itself if you'd like to get in the water. Just a lot more runoff and stuff that happens over there, which can happen here in Jom Tien as well. But if you go a little bit farther north or south, there's plenty of beautiful beaches. But I'm also assuming that if you're coming to Pattaya, some islands are probably on your list. Now, if you are planning on hitting the beach and you haven't planned on any islands, you landed on the right video. So the closest island to Pattaya is Koh Larn. It's only about 20 minutes on a motorboat, about 45 minutes on the ferry. You can head down to Bali High Pier. You can get a cheap ticket. You can hop over there for the day. There's hotels, there's a little bit of nightlife, there's some bars. There's a few good beaches, so it's easy to hop over there for a day trip. Maybe you want to stay the night. And don't get me wrong, it's beautiful in its own right. But if you're coming to Thailand, especially on vacation, I would definitely recommend that you pick the best of the best that is available to you, depending on where you are. I'm assuming you figured it out at this point. What is, in my opinion, probably the most overrated place to visit when you're coming to Pattaya? Yes, we're talking about Koh Larn. So why do I feel it's overrated? Well, there's a few reasons. Seclusion. You want to be on some beaches where there's not tons of people everywhere. You just want beautiful beaches in general. Now, don't get me wrong, compared to most of the beaches in the United States, Koh Larn is very pretty. But unfortunately, a lot of the island is really rocky, so they're not these big, beautiful sandy beaches that you can get on other islands. And the beaches that are beautiful and sandy are the ones where everybody is. And since it is close to Pattaya, it's a regular, you know, day trip for a lot of the locals and people who are coming here from other parts of the world. It is very crowded at times. Now, another one of the main reasons that I find Koh Larn to be a little bit overrated is the price. So obviously, every time you head to an island, of course, things are gonna be a little bit more expensive. Everything has to get put on a boat, or some islands on a plane, so they have to import everything. So obviously you're gonna pay a bit of a premium. It's definitely more of like a vacation spot, so you're definitely gonna pay a little bit more in general. But the thing about Koh Larn is, since they do have such an influx of visitors all the time, all year round, that they definitely charge more than a lot of the other islands that are available to you if you're in Pattaya. Now, if you're not in Pattaya, say you're in the south of Thailand towards Phuket, any of those provinces, you have much more options when it comes to islands. This pretty much just has to do, if you're coming to Pattaya, you wanna come, maybe you wanna experience a little bit of the party, a little bit of the nightlife, but you also wanna bounce out on the weekends, you know, and go soak up some sun and just relax a little bit. At this point, you're probably saying, well, Tempus, if we can't go to Koh Larn, where should we go? So I've got two options for you. One's a little bit farther, but one's readily available. You can take a taxi there, hop on the boat, kind of the same deal. You get off. My number one recommendation, probably my favorite island that I've been to so far, is Koh Samet. So it's in Rayong province, about 45 minutes to an hour south of Pattaya. Same thing, you can drive down there, head to the pier, hop on a boat. They'll take you out there. You can spend the day, you can spend the night, and it is much, much more laid back than Koh Larn. The roads are a little more beat up just because they're not as well traveled. So if you're not, you know, experienced on a motorbike, obviously be careful. And another thing that I love about Koh Samet is it's actually a Thai national park. So everything there is protected, all the beaches, everything like that. They're very strict about littering, drones, all that stuff. So if you want to go and find a place where you can really just relax and kind of get away from everything for the weekend, I definitely recommend Koh Samet. Now, if you go about another hour south than that, you can hit Koh Chang. If you're looking up lists of islands that you should visit while in Thailand, Koh Chang is definitely on your list. A lot of the same things that I like about Koh Samet, you can also find in Koh Chang. Koh Chang is a little more built up, a little more infrastructure, more hotels, some bars, things like that. But these are your two best options to visit island-wise if you're coming to Pattaya. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Tempus TV. I hope maybe I answered some questions for you on what places you could avoid and what places you should go to when you're coming to Pattaya. If you'd like to see some more about Koh Samet, go ahead and click this video right here or right here. You know I never get it right. And as always, hope you guys have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one.